Is PSA too big to fail? Man, the sports card hobby is a forgiving place. We're going to dive into this. They've got their new $22 bulk submission price tag. We will dig into it and just add a couple extra thoughts like we always do. Stick around.
Y'all realize we're 2-1, man. We're not 1-2. Let's go out here and play this thing, all right? Let's be ready to roll now.
I like that.
What time is it? Game time! Boom!
Hello to all my sports card collectors, investors, all of my collectibles friends. How are we doing? It is another day. It is another card video. I do have a couple of football videos coming up this week. It's football season. We've got football cards to talk about, my friends. So we will definitely dig into that this week. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below, the big red button, as well as the like button. Helps us to spider these videos out to the sports card masses. Also connect with me on IG. I'm out there shooting out reels on occasion. Maybe some posts. I've also got stories that might be semi-good. Who am I kidding? I'm a 41-year-old man trying to be funny on social media. It's sad. It's sad, guys, but it is what it is. We're here. I'm also on Twitter. Just check out the Sports Card Dad. I'm out there. Big thanks to channel partner Card Shop Live. They're running that giveaway. Two $50 winners. $50 will go each to two people. All you got to do is sign up for the app. Follow the instructions below to be entered. There will be instructions in the video description as well as the comment section. Oh, and also I have to mention too, Brad, the Comeback Card Investor. We have joined forces. We have an off-centered weekly newsletter. I'll put the link in the video description for that as well if you want to be added in. We'll just throw in some random thoughts into your email once a week. So check that out. Before I get started, excellent video just put out by another content creator. Never talked to him before, Vintage Card Curator. And the title of this video is The Rise and Fall of the PSA 10 Auto 89 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card. The one thing I really like about this guy's videos is he does not spinch. He does not mess around with the details. I just tried to make up a word there. He's got excessive details that are helpful. So this is one of those things where if you're looking for kind of research, he is looking into this particular card, where it was in 2019, where we are today, and kind of the evolution of it. It's interesting stuff. If anything, it's worth just taking in the information, putting it in your back pocket, and using it later on. It might come in handy later on. And he's got a lot of videos like this. Unfortunately, I think the last video he did before this was maybe like 4 months back. So it's not as if he's putting out, weekly videos or monthly. But man, when he does, I make sure to watch it. He's just got some good stuff. He's been around the hobby for a while. So definitely check out Vintage Card Curator YouTube channel and check out that video in particular. Some interesting stuff in there. So PSA came out with their recent $22 bulk price tag. It is back, and I believe it's 120-day turnaround time is the estimate, and they've got max declared value for this at $199. Now, I have seen in other videos covering this topic, I think everybody and their mother has covered that PSA new price tag of $22. And an example would be Neo talking about how PSA is almost done with their fully functional Death Star. He's been talking about that for months. They just got to tighten up some of the screws on those turret guns. I got some TIE fighters that are a little under the weather. Got to get those going. Anyway, the fully functional Death Star is almost ready. And I do agree with them as far as the infrastructure is there. They've got an Asia presence. They've got a new Jersey office. They are setting up the infrastructure to be able to do a lot of good things. But we're going to talk specifically about this particular price tag. And then also, is this thing just too big to fail at this point? It's almost like how many collections are riding on PSA? How many PSA slabs are out there? I mean, they're grading 10 times the amount of the other companies, the other challengers, if you will. And look, the other companies are having their own success. So I think that there's enough juice in there to squeeze out to where everybody's kind of getting theirs. If we're talking about the four major companies, PSA, SGC, CSG, BGS, and then you've got other companies they're doing business as well. There's other companies coming in. You hear a lot about the automated grading and that sort of thing. And it'll be interesting to see, does that surpass human grading, or is it something as like another option, or does it completely fizzle away? That'll be something I think over the next few years is really going to play out. Will be fun to watch just to kind of see how that evolves, but I digress. So we've got a $22 $10 bulk rate, 25 minimum cards, and it's $199 declare max value. I'm going to say it right here. I think that in 2 weeks, PSA will do the usual thing and they will drop the 25 card minimum and keep that price at $22. They're kind of, just as the other people have said, they're just rolling out this price. The one thing though that sticks that I've heard other people say, I don't necessarily agree with it, is they're saying, you know what? You could probably get away with $300-$400 declared value, or, you're not declaring it at $300 or $400, but essentially it's a $300 or $400 card and you're getting it for that price. Isn't that the whole reason why PSA brought in Card Ladder, though? A big reason? I think that they want more of these microtransactions. They're getting theirs on the big stuff, on the high-end stuff. No, but I think that where they're probably looking is like, hey, we're probably missing out on some money between the 300, 500, 700, 1,000. And I think that's a big reason why you've got Card Ladder there to help with valuation. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more of the smaller upchargers. You declared this at 180. It's a $270 card, so we upcharged you $7 or whatever. So these aren't going to be massive deals, but I think there's going to be kind of these micro transactions. Look, PSA is in this thing to make money. They don't want to leave money on the table, just like any business. But PSA has really got a ton of overhead to where they're going to be, they're pinching pennies. They want that money. So that's one thing I think that we're going to see more of. You hear about a lot of the upcharges. Came back at PSA 10. I got upcharged $1,700. But I do think that we're going to see more of, I got a $9 upcharge? Wow, that's interesting. And so I think that we also have to take kind of these prices, especially with these low declared values, with a grain of salt. It doesn't matter if it's a $12 grading fee. If the declared value is $50 or whatever, then they upcharge you $9, whatever. You see what I'm saying? I think you understand kind of where we're going here. And if that's how they play it, that'll be interesting to watch. But look, they want a piece of that slice. They want a piece of that pie. Yes, you have a lot of PSA folks that are collecting sets. They're on the registry. That's a lot of their base, if you will. The TCG market, oh my God, the Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff, that is not talked about very much. That's really probably the biggest part of PSA's business right now. It's definitely the fastest growing part of their business. No doubt about that. If you look at the numbers, gemrate.com, and you're looking at what PSA is actually grading, sports cards are there, but the big stuff is TCG stuff. They're grading a lot of Pokemon cards over there. With the massive volume that PSA is putting out into the universe, how all these collections are counting on it. There's a lot of collections that are counting on PSA because yes, you do have the collectors, you have the set registry people that don't care as much about the dollar value, but I'm willing to bet that the vast majority, and I don't know, again, you can probably run a poll on a million different ways. And actually, maybe I'll do that. I'll run some sort of a poll and just see what I get back. But the value add to your raw card, I think, is the big reason why people grade in general, especially with PSA just being that they have the highest resale value of all the grading companies. The big question is, do you grade with PSA because you love the label, you love the company, you love you're sitting around a campfire and you're just loving it? Or are you doing it because when you grade with PSA, you get a 9, you get a 10, whatever it is, it adds value to your card. And I think that, and again, whether it's PSA or any other company, I think that's the majority of why people are grading cards. Authentication, preservation, obviously a big part of that as well. But we're just looking at kind of the boom the last few years and the new people coming in. Added value to the card is that number one reason. So are they too big to fail? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Guys, thank you very much for checking in here today, stopping by. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.